Aspiring entrepreneurs know the importance of using innovative approaches to turn their business dreams into reality. On this episode of Tacoma Means Business, Andrew Fry has some fresh ideas on helping your business grow.
When I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about today in regards to a tip, I thought to myself, I think I covered this maybe about 5 years ago or so. But currently, right now, I'm teaching my class, Managing Technical Teams, and we're discussing this very thing. So I thought I'd bring it up again and give a little bit more detail. It's something that I got from a book by McConnell called The Software Project Survival Guide. But what I've done is I've embraced the idea and I now apply it to any sort of project or business launch that might be a little bit more complex or take place over a longer period of time. So what I do is whenever I take on something that's going to require a little forethought, I like to break it up into what are the 3 intellectual phases of a project. Now, the 3 intellectual phases of a project, according to McConnell, are discovery, invention, and implementation. And I find that that's the case for every project, small or large. So let's dig just a little bit deeper as to why that's the case. The discovery phase, it happens in the first third of this activity for the most part. That's when you ask the questions. That's when you try to discover what you don't know, or what you don't know that you don't know. And that's when you talk to people. That's when you gather advice. Discovery is about the who, what, when, where, how, and why. Become the own reporter for your own project and try to get as much information as you can about the project, about the people, about the requirements, about the intent, the goals, everything. Discovery is all about asking those questions. Now, the other 2 phases, the invention and the implementation, they actually happen at the same time. It's just that the bulk of your time in that first third is going to be all about the questions. And you'll keep asking those questions all the way until the end when your project launches. Now, the middle piece of that, we'll even call it the second 3-month period in your 9-month project, is about invention. The problem is that a lot of people love to jump right to implementation. You might know people like that. I tend to do it myself sometimes. It's, here are all the questions I'm asking, here are the answers, and here's the solution, let's do it. When in fact, you should be taking as much time as you can to discover the variety of ways that you might be able to solve your problem, launch your project, meet your goals. Invention is all about looking at the various ways and approaches that you need to now take to be successful. So the discovery is done, and the invention will take a lot of time, and during that second part, even though discovery is still going on and actually implementation has already started, the bulk of your time is going to be spent on how do I do it in the best fashion possible? How do I come up with creative ways to solve my problems and implement my solutions, to create my efficiencies and to discover the opportunities? That's your invention. Finally, well, the clock's ticking. You've set your milestones and you're in that third portion of your 3 intellectual phases, implementation. You've discovered as much as you can, you've invented as much as you can, and you'll continue to do so until the project launches, but for the most part, you will be heads down, getting to work and making it happen, relying on all the information that you've gathered and all of the solutions that you've come up with through trial and error. And it's implementation time, because guess what? You need to meet your deadline. Project launch is project launch. It's time to ship, and you can't avoid that. As we said, picking and sticking are 2 different things. You picked it, now you got to stick with it, and now it's time to implement. Work. That's when you do all your work. That's when all of that earlier phases pays off, and hopefully when you're at the end and at that project launch, it's when all 3 phases end. That's when you're done, you launch, you're great. It's okay if you've got leftovers, if there's more answers to be had, if there's more invention to be done. The most important thing is you get it out the door, you get it launched, and that's the end of your implementation phase. So if you have a big project, take the time to look at this and make sure that each one of these is an equal, say, diagram of space, and try it out. It's going to be very helpful.
Thanks, Andrew. For more tips on launching and growing your business, check out Tacoma's Community and Economic Development Program at makeittacoma.com.